Ladies and gentlemen, we are one game away from Club World Cup final. We are one game away. I've been envisioning this moment well before this competition started. I've been thinking the way we ended the season that I have this feeling that we're going to go all the way and win it. Just one more game, ladies and gentlemen. One more game, and we're into the final, and then we'll see. We'll see what happens. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the coin, and welcome to your match preview. Chelsea versus Fluminense is upon us. As you can see the picture, Thiago Silva reunion is upon us. Thiago Silva derby. Once upon a time, Chelsea player. And I'd even consider 100% as a Chelsea legend. I wouldn't even say a cult hero. Chelsea legend. Legend of the game. I've been watching quite a lot of Fluminense games this Club World Cup, and they are a strong team. Having said that, it's not like they can't be penetrated. 100% they can be. I've seen their match against the South Korean team, Ulsan, and Ulsan, they broke through. However, having said that, out of all the Brazilian teams, they seem like they have the most structure. You got Flamengo, they play high-flying football, intensity, lots of high press, quick movement. You got Botafogo, who likes to play on the counter, solid in defense. You got Palmeiras, who like to play with a little bit of flair as well. But these lot, they have quite a lot of exciting players up front, don't get me wrong. But they play with a lot more structure. Good defensive structure, good midfield structure. And they like to also play in the counter. And they're definitely going to play in the counter. But they have a lot of energy. They definitely have a lot of energy. They've got a couple of really good players up front, which we're going to touch base on very, very soon. But this, ladies and gentlemen, this is a huge game. Huge game for Chelsea Football Club. And one that, yes, it's going to be iconic with Thiago Silva there. Man has given Chelsea Football Club everything. I wish he stayed on for another season. But then again, do you know what? Had he stayed on, then we wouldn't get this fantastic clash that is upon us. Chelsea versus Fluminense. Thiago Silva, the captain of Fluminense. I'm looking forward to this, man. I'm looking forward to this so much. I feel like our players are ready. I feel like our players, God willing, inshallah, will not disappoint us. They will respect the team, much like all the Brazilian teams that we've faced. Off the back of the shocking result against Flamengo, we've gone on and done our business with respect, and we've put the opposition away. And I feel like we'll do the same thing with Fluminense. They will bring the game. Don't get me wrong. They'll definitely bring the game. But I think we should take care of them. We definitely should be taking care of them. Let's have a quick look at what some of the stuff that's been said on social media. Some of the quotes that's been floating around, coming from Enzo Maresca as well. But this one, obviously, from Thiago Silva. I don't know Enzo Maresca that well, but I know a lot of players there. I speak to them practically every week. Some of them are very close to me. I'm happy about this match. It's going to be a special day for me, but it will be even more special if we qualify. Thiago Silva, I'm sorry to say, brother, there is no qualification for Fluminense. This is where your run comes to an end. I appreciate the nice, kind words. I know a lot of our players are looking forward to playing against you. Reece James specifically, I know you rate him a lot. But Thiago Silva, it's going to have to come to an end for you. It really has to come to an end, unfortunately. Thiago Silva on reuniting with Chelsea. I'm looking to help the coaching staff with some interesting details. Stuff that will stay between us. Do you know what? Thiago Silva is a future manager. There's no two ways about it. There's no doubts about it. The stuff I've been seeing on social media, there's a clip that I've got on my X page. Do check that out if you haven't followed me. Thiago Silva, the way he's delivering the speech, you best believe he's going to deliver a monstrous, he's going to deliver a monstrous speech for the Fluminense players against us. We have to be ready. We have to. No room for error. Everyone's got to be on the spot. Thiago Silva will motivate his team. And he has got that ability to help out the manager. Tactically, he gives them a lot of information. He actually acts as an assistant manager on the field for their full-time manager. There's another clip that's floating around where Thiago Silva actively changed the tactics mid-game. We need to be careful. We need to be careful. And Enzo Maresca needs to be on the mark. Lineup's got to be good. Mentality's going to be good. Intention's got to be good. Take care of business. Just one game away from the final. We've come this far. We're not going away without making it to the final and winning it. Maresca on Delap suspension. Joao Pedro and Nico are both ready. I love it. Delap has picked up his second yellow. But I fully expect Joao Pedro to start this. And Joao Pedro, there's history there as well. Joao Pedro's childhood club. Boyhood club is Fluminense. So that's going to be interesting affair as well. Maresca, in my idea, I prefer to have all 5 players scoring 10 to 12 goals each rather than one striker scoring 40 goals. We expect more goals next season from our attacking players. So Maresca saying this because we don't have a striker that can score 40. Best believe. We'd love a striker that can score 40. But yes, it's great to spread the numbers around and get everyone buzzing. We need that because we don't have a striker that can score 40 goals. So everyone needs to chip in and chip in good. So I get what Maresca's saying. I get what he's saying. Maresca on Madueke, I think it's the same noise that was around before Palmeiras game. We gave him half an hour and he was very good. I don't have any doubt that if we need Noni, he can help us. Hopefully he can deal with that noise. Well, yeah, he's not saying that he's not going or anything. Maresca obviously is not going to be able to say that. But we all know he's on the way out. And the fact that Enzo Maresca is saying hopefully he can deal with that noise kind of tells me that, yeah, the noise is there and he's potentially moving. Hopefully you can deal with it. If need be, we're going to call upon you off the bench and hopefully he can do a business for us. I fully expect him to come off the bench and help us. I don't expect him to start, but I expect him to come off the bench and help us. Maresca, Nico is training well. In almost the last 2 games he played, he got sent off. He played the Conference League final and scored. At this moment, he's okay. Nico Jackson, you've got a lot to provide. He didn't feature, which is a big telling situation. He didn't feature against Palmeiras. Nicolas Jackson, because there was Delap, there was Joao Pedro. What does the future of Nicolas Jackson hold? We don't know. It's a question mark. Even though he doesn't want to leave, but if he doesn't get game time, surely he's not going to stick around. He wants to compete. There's no point in competing if you're not going to get any game time, right? In this match, however, I do believe he's going to get something because no Delap and Joao Pedro might not be able to play the entire game. So Nicolas Jackson, he's going to get his moment. And I hope you don't screw up, Nicolas Jackson. Not today against Fluminense. You're going to have to be at your best behavior and your most effective behavior. Maresca says Lavia will not be in the squad and is doing individual sessions. Big miss, man. No, Lavia is a huge miss. We'll see what we're going to do with the lineup very, very soon. Would you like to see your players be more like Thiago Silva? Maresca, I'm happy with the players the way they are. Of course. I mean, look, as a fan, I'd love to have a Thiago Silva kind of character in the dressing room. But no manager is going to come out and say, yeah, I'd rather have my players be like him. Of course, inside he's probably thinking that. He's not going to say it publicly. But I feel like some of our players are slowly growing up as well. They're maturing. So there's still a long way to go before they mature into Thiago Silva-esque type of players and his type of charisma and aura. But there are certain players that are hopefully have that trajectory of becoming that level of player. Maresca, I think Joao can play in all attacking positions. The difference with Nico is that I see him as just a number 9. But with Joao, I see him in other positions too. And look, that straight away tells you Joao Pedro is going to be utilized in many different roles, whereas Nicolas Jackson, I think his direct competition is Delap. But at the same time, Joao Pedro can play up front as well. So Nicholas Jackson has a lot to work on. A lot to work on. Where's going Joao Pedro's position? Wide, number 10, number 9. So wide, he can play as a winger. Number 10 as a striker. Number 10 as a creator, just behind a striker. And number 9 as a striker. Fantastic. Now, ladies and gentlemen, huge match. Huge match coming up against Fluminense. Not taking them lightly one bit. Thiago Silva is going to ensure that their defensive structure is held tight. And I'm going to show you some of their players that we need to worry about up front as well. But this is the lineup I'm going to go with. 3 at the back. This is on the ball, by the way. So not off the ball, how we defend. On the ball, 3 at the back, 2 in midfield, 2 half-space players, and out wide. Now, straight up, let's go with goalkeeper, Robert Sanchez. He's been playing good recently, and hopefully he can continue in that vein. And who knows? Who knows? Maybe slowly but surely, Robert Sanchez turning his fortunes around at Chelsea Football Club. Who knows? Who knows? Cucurella, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be the LCB because we don't have Levi Colwell. He's missing out on this match due to suspension, picking up 2 yellows. We don't have Benoit Badiashile because he's injured. So for me, Cucurella. In the middle, I'm going with Tosin. Or should I be going with... I think this is a game for Tosin, man. Chalobah, unfortunately, might have to miss out. I'm going with Reece James as RCB. Unfortunately, in this match, Chalobah will have to miss out. I think Tosin, with his ball-playing ability and his height, might come in handy, even though Chalobah, I like him a lot. I really do. In the middle, this is where it gets very interesting. Caicedo is back, which is a huge factor for us. One of our most important players, if not the most important player. Now, this is where the conundrum is. I'm going with Reece James at RCB. I have a feeling there's no Lavia, because he's out through injury. Enzo Maresca might actually deploy Reece James in midfield. I have a feeling he might do that. I don't want to do that, but I have a feeling Enzo Maresca will, because he's not going to play with Andre Santos in midfield, but I will. I feel like Andre Santos showed that he's very capable as playing as a defensive midfielder, something that Romeo Lavia does, and he'll be a great partner for Caicedo. But whether Enzo Maresca sees that is a different question, because Enzo Maresca clearly sees Andre Santos as a substitute to Enzo Fernandez, ladies and gentlemen. He does not see Andre Santos as a substitute for Lavia or Caicedo. But we shall see what happens when the lineup comes out. On this half space, I'm going with Enzo Fernandez. Then again, this is very interchangeable. Don't just take it as, oh, Enzo Fernandez is just there, that he's locked in there. No, he could be very much on the right side as well. I'm going with Cole Palmer on the right side because things open up for him nicely from that area as he scored that goal against Palmeiras when he drifts from this area into these areas around there, just around the strike area. It works nicely for Cole Palmer as opposed to being on the left side where he's also good, but I feel like he's far more effective on the right side. Pedro Neto, probably been our standout player this competition. And I like him to continue. Yet another Brazilian opposition, and I'm sure Pedro Neto will be up for the task. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, on the right side, this might be a bit of a shocking one for you guys, but I'm going with Nkunku here. I'm going with Christopher Nkunku, who played that role very well against Palmeiras. I'm going with him again. I feel like this new style, this new system works nice for Nkunku, where he can drift into that half space and someone else can take over the wide areas. And even in these instances against Palmeiras, he was at times the widest guy. It works out nice because he's got someone to link up with in the likes of Enzo Fernandez or Cole Palmer or Santos, whoever it is that plays in and around there. So this works nicely. And up front, I'm going with Joao Pedro, ladies and gentlemen. And that is my lineup. Joao Pedro was fantastic when he came off the bench against Palmeiras. He's going to start for me, and he's going to rock and roll against Fluminense. This is my lineup, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know your thoughts. I just want to quickly show you guys some of the players some of the players from Fluminense. Check this out. So this was their last match against Al Hilal where they won. They're no Mickey Mouse, man. They've beaten Al Hilal, who I thought were favorites to go through against them. They're a good team. This is how they have normally set up. Thiago Silva in the back three. Thiago Silva, most important player. I think Freitas is out. He's picked up his second yellow, so he's not going to be playing. Martinelli scored a banger against Al Hilal. This is the thing about their attackers, ladies and gentlemen. Fluminense, they've got attackers that are so technically gifted, man. So technically gifted. John Arias is another one, Colombian, very good player. Canu, very good player as well. So they've got excellent players all around, and they've got players from the bench that can make a difference. Hercules can make a difference. Keno is another one that can make a difference. So they're littered with good quality, a lot of technicality. They're very well versed when it comes to being physical in the game. And overall, we should not be taking them lightly. 100%, I'm not taking them lightly. I know our players will not be taking them lightly. But I'm predicting we are going to win this, ladies and gentlemen, within the 90 minutes. 2-1, we're going to win, and we're going to be off to the final. And then we'll see. We'll see. This is my prediction. Let me know your prediction, ladies and gentlemen. I'm buzzing. I'm absolutely buzzing. Make sure you guys are all there for the watch-along. 1.5 hours before kickoff, we're going to have a good lead up to this watch-along. And my boy, Ishan Badra, is also going to be there. So make sure you guys are all tuning in 1.5 hours before kickoff. Then we're going to go through the spectacle of this semi-final, Chelsea versus Fluminense. And then we'll see. Hopefully we make it to the final. Smash up the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Till next time. Take care. See ya.